Hello, and thank you for listening to this Ringside Report Network podcast today. You can find more in-depth, exclusive written content on our website at ringsidereport.net. Before I hand it off to Dave and the team, I want to remind you that we are a listener-supported creator team. On our website, we would appreciate it if you supported our sponsors or purchased our exclusive merch. Branded clothing, mugs, and even jiu-jitsu gear, which are available only in our store. You can become a recurring supporter of our content at membership.ringsidereport.net. This, along with all our podcasts, is available on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, YouTube, Amazon, iHeart, and TuneIn, wherever you get your podcasts. It would help us immensely if you left a positive review on Spotify, Apple, or Amazon. Thank you for your support and enjoy the show.
Please welcome David Simon. Good to see you again, David. Thanks for coming back.
Oh, it's Wrestling Uncensored tonight on the show. Cody Rhodes back on SmackDown. We've got news for Wrestlepalooza, and WrestleMania is going to Saudi Arabia. First Hank Hill, Peggy Hill, now WrestleMania going to Saudi Arabia. Johnny North is with me in Canada. I'm also in Canada. Hello?
Yeah, I don't think we're going to Saudi Arabia anytime soon. And let's clarify it for anyone that's thinking it's not next year's WrestleMania, it's the year afterwards. Next year's WrestleMania is going to believe like they're repeating in Vegas, right? And then it's going Saudi Arabia the year after. 43 WrestleMania will be in Saudi Arabia.
Indeed. WrestleMania 43 2027 will be in Saudi Arabia. And they're promising a mega show. What will this mean? What kind of show will we expect? And will it be the only WrestleMania in 2027, or will the WWE actually hold a second WrestleMania in the United States?
You think so? I think it's just going to be one. I mean, the fact that they're building this up already, like 2 years out, I definitely think this is all you're going to get. And Saudi Arabia has been wanting this. They wanted a WrestleMania. They wanted their own WrestleMania, and they pretty much got it. And they bought and paid for it because apparently this is like the biggest purchase ever for a WWE event ever. They're going to be happy with the money they're making for sure.
Yeah, they're spending a lot of money. The Saudi government, kingdom, whatever, whoever it is, Turkey al-Shiki, that guy who seems to run all of combat sports now, tells Dana White what to do. Dana, go get me Coca-Cola. Dana, go get me this. He's probably doing the same thing to Triple H. Who knows what he's doing to Triple H? But they're buying WrestleMania. They have, sold WrestleMania to the highest bidder, the Saudi government. And it seems like all of combat sports is being sold to the Saudi government. Yeah. And obviously we've talked about it at length, the human rights abuses in Saudi Arabia and all the things that they do to people, and policies over there that just don't quite seem correct for a lot of people, women, all sorts of marginalized groups, homosexuals, whatever. It's not a great journalist. There's a lot of things that the Saudi Arabian government, kingdom, royal family is involved in. That's not nice. 9/11 was yesterday, by the way. It was September 11th yesterday. Just saying, everybody that did that was from Saudi Arabia. So there's that too. And whatever, but they have lots and lots of money. So who cares about what, is behind that money? there's lots of money that they're willing to pour into TKO and all their endeavors, be it the UFC, be it boxing, or the WWE. They want all of that stuff to make themselves look great because they have people like Bianca Belair in Saudi Arabia saying, you know, it's really great what we're doing for women in Saudi Arabia, and we, you know, it feels like we're doing the best things for women. What was the exact quote from Bianca today? It was a little wacky. I can tell you here in a second. Bianca says she sees Saudi Arabia evolving each time she goes there, and she's proud to be part of the progress and change happening. I wonder what kind of gear she'll be allowed to wear when she wrestles in Saudi Arabia at WrestleMania. Probably not her regular gear that she'd wear at an American WrestleMania. And I would say that would be the case for all of the women.
It goes to show, though, if they pay you millions, you'll wear what they tell you to wear.
Yeah.
You'll be happy with it, too, and you put a smile on it, and you'll spread propaganda that it's great for everybody.
Yeah. It's not great news. WrestleMania going to Saudi Arabia in 2027. I just, you know, that's just kind of the world that we're living in right now where money is the most important thing. If you have money, it doesn't really matter what you do. People are willing to take your money and ignore the other side. And that's what the WWE is doing. And the word is they're trying to make this like a crazy card with all sorts of stars. What is that noise? Is that coming from you or me? What is that?
I don't hear any noise. I don't know what you're talking about exactly.
Oh.
You gotta explain to me this noise exactly. I mean,
I don't know.
I think I did lose a bit of hearing after Monday when we watched the Deftones live. That was pretty awesome. But
yeah.
Besides that, hearing-wise is okay, I think.
We'll talk about that. I want to talk about the show, John. It was your first like big indoor rock concert. So
yeah, Bell Center is quite awesome for that. I have to say that.
Yeah, we'll talk about that in a bit, John. I want to stick on Saudi, but we'll get to that. I want to talk about the Deftones and how amazing they were on Monday. But I want to stick to the business at hand for now. Saudi Arabia, they're looking to make some sort of nuts mania with all sorts of superstars because they're willing to pay anybody and everybody to come out of retirement to do matches. So John Cena, who's been to Saudi many times, who's supposedly doing his last run, could wrestle at this Mania. Same for, The Rock, Steve Austin, Shawn Michaels, Undertaker. I mean, all the names that they're throwing out there. They're going to put, there are matches that they want, apparently, the Saudi people that are paying for this. And they don't really care that the guys in those matches would be very, very old and not in wrestling shape. They don't care. I don't think they really understand what that means. They just, want to see the big matches. It may be the weirdest, worst WrestleMania of all time, and I'm kind of excited about it for that reason. Like, this may be Botch-A-Mania. Like, for real. The whole show. I mean, if Shawn Michaels is meant to wrestle like Steve Austin or something, whatever, it's going to be awful. This may be the worst WrestleMania of all time. The Saudi shows, to begin with, are not great. You're going to bring in a bunch of old guys who are not in wrestling shape, which is not going to be good. It's not going to look good. And it's probably going to be outdoors, I'm guessing, because they're going to want to pack a bunch of people for this thing. It's WrestleMania. supposedly WrestleMania, Saudi Mania, I don't know. So it's going to be very hot. Like, very hot. So you're going to have extreme heat mixed with 60-year-old men trying to wrestle in front of 60 to 100,000 people. It's not going to be good. It's not going to be as good as the Saudi government thinks it's going to be. I know you're hyped for it, John. I mean, could you imagine another Undertaker match? It's going to be a total debacle.
Well, I just wonder, like, we hear the names. They want to bring back The Rock. They want to bring back Stone Cold Steve Austin, Shawn Michaels, like you said. I think they want Triple H, so they're not going to get Triple H because Triple H can't wrestle due to his condition, so that's not going to happen. I mean, maybe he can make an appearance, whatever. Maybe interfere in Shawn's match, help him win or something, but that's about it. But I mean, I think that's awesome if they can get Austin and The Rock. Like, I'd love to see whatever they do on the show. Taker, I think just short and simple. Like, that was the way it should have been for his last few matches until they're like, oh, let's do more stuff. And then that Goldberg match happened. And it's like, yep, that's what happens when you don't just make it simple.
Mm-hmm.
Taker's just got to go in there and destroy people. That's all he's got to do. I wouldn't be surprised. Like, imagine if they do Undertaker and Brock again. I could see it happen.
Oof. Brock and Cena is going to be ugly enough next week.
Brock looked pretty fantastic tonight, I thought. Like, on SmackDown, like, in terms of, like, physique, he looks amazing.
He looked huge next to R-Truth. Truth is not a small guy. Brock looked so big.
And he's going to dwarf... Cena's going to look very small against Brock.
That promo was not good, though. The promo tonight on SmackDown with Brock Lesnar and R-Truth took way too long. Way too long. He's like, who are you? What's your name? He's like, I'm R-Truth. And then they repeated that for like 5 minutes before Brock finally hit the F5. I'm like, could we skip to the F5 already? Brock Lesnar's like, I want John Cena. Where's John Cena? Truth's like, I don't know. Brock's like, you're Cena's younger brother? That's right. Ron Cena. And he's like, okay, so that means Cena's your older brother. That's right. It's like, okay, but your brother from another mother. That's right. It's like, okay, how many questions do you really have about this stupid thing, Brock? Can we move on to the F5? Is Cena even here? Turns out he wasn't. Brock's like, I'm looking for Cena. It's like, well, you should check the calendar because he's only got like 4 dates left, and Norfolk, Virginia on a SmackDown wasn't one of them, Brock. But apparently Brock's not very aware of the surroundings because he doesn't even know who R-Truth is, who I'm sure he's seen before. But he's like, who are you? I don't know you. It's like, what? It was dumb. Brock was trying to be funny. And like he didn't know when the joke was over. The joke just kept going and going, and it just wasn't funny anymore. And he just needed to hit the F5. He finally did it, got out of there, and that was it. It was a dud promo. Really not good. Not good at all. Like, there was a moment where they had something, and then they should have just hit the F5. But then they just kept going and going and going. And they just kept repeating themselves, and it was just not funny. They were beating a dead horse. Terrible.
I wouldn't disagree with you. They got lost in that promo, and it felt like they were just kind of goofing off a little bit, it felt like. But with Brock, you can take liberties, and it's kind of him taking liberties with that promo, just doing whatever he wanted with that. And, oh, well, if he screws up a line, he'll just redo it again, and eventually they'll get to the ending. They knew how to get to the ending, and if anything, they just went from bad to worse when Brock, like, ripped his pants, too, and just, like, laughed about it at the end. So it's like, this is all just stupid WWE humor in the end.
Yeah. Leor in the chat says that Brock promo felt like an SNL skit. Yeah, one of those SNL skits that just kind of goes nowhere. Once in a while, they'll hit one. But I will watch an episode of Saturday Night Live once every, I'd say, 5 to 8 years. I'll watch one episode because the host will be somebody I want to see. And when I watch it, I go, well, that was funny. And then there's like 3 skits afterwards where it's like, what was that? And then there'll be another one that's pretty good. And then, they'll have maybe 2 out of 10 or something that'll be like, yeah, that was all right. I like that. But everything else on the show, I go, I don't know. I haven't, I think, I saw when Shane Gillis hosted, and that was good. I like that one. He had some good skits on that. I like him. I think maybe I saw him when he did he do it twice, maybe? Or maybe just once. I think it was just once. I only saw it once. I like him. He's a funny guy. I don't like a lot of people he hangs out with, but I like him and his podcast. So, Brock Lesnar, not funny. Not a Shane Gillis funny guy. I've never heard Brock's Trump impression, but I'm sure it sucks. Leor, though, making a good point. He says, does this mean WrestleMania in the afternoon? Wahoo. That's true. Probably Afternoon Mania in 2027, right? Saudi? It's a positive.
Yeah, but I think it's going to be an extremely long WrestleMania. Because imagine, they have requests, and there's the people they want to get on WrestleMania. I mean,
is
5,
it 2
6
nights?
hours. Well, that's another good question. Is it 2 nights? Did they say that it's going to be 2 nights?
They didn't say anything. They just said WrestleMania in 2027 will be in Saudi. They didn't say the date.
Right.
So we have no idea. No idea.
I'd imagine it needs to be 2 nights.
Unless they're doing a second Mania in America. Like real Mania. This will be like a pretend Mania. You know what I mean? Like a show Mania.
No. Because it already has the caption WrestleMania 43. Like, you can say whatever, it's not a real one. Like, they say this is WrestleMania. They bought it, so it's impossible. It's over.
Who says WrestleMania 44 can't be, 6 months later in the same year?
Like, I know New Orleans had WrestleMania a couple of times, but it's kind of a bummer for them. They lost it now again, thanks to Saudi Arabia. And, I mean, the UK, they've been battling for that, and they've been teasing. How many years did Cena tease that, they should bring WrestleMania to the UK?
Yeah.
And it's not happening.
Yeah.
I don't know about you. I'd be very upset if I was a fan of the UK, waiting for it, asking for it. They've been teasing it, and then they go to Saudi Arabia instead.
Yeah.
I'd be livid.
I would be mad, too, because... they're clearly willing to do WrestleMania in the afternoon for the right price.
That's it.
The whole thing was, well, it's a night show. We don't want to do it in the afternoon, blah, blah, blah. That was the big thing. Time zone, it's different. We'd have to run it early. But they're doing it now. I think you're 100% right. British wrestling fans have been more passionate for a lot longer than Saudi wrestling fans. The Saudi wrestling fans seem manufactured. It doesn't even seem like it's real. It seems like they're all just kind of paid to be there. It's like an odd vibe. It's like 98% men, too.
No, well, I don't know
Which
if that's
is a
fair
weird
to
vibe.
say. There's a lot of little kids there, too.
Okay, 98% male.
Fine. But, there's a ton of children. And
They don't seem to let a lot of girls go to that show, man. Or maybe they don't want to. They just don't want to. That's just There's a few of them there. I mean, you see a few, you're like, oh, is that, I think, but like, it's hard. It's like, where's Waldo? Oh, there's a girl. There's one woman in the front row. Oh, she works for Netflix. Okay. Doesn't count.
Well, if you notice when Punk lost to Cena, he went up to two women in the front row, and there's security blocking people that you couldn't get to them. Like only they could get to Punk, and the fans couldn't get to where they were having access. So like they were special people. So, I mean, there might be few women there, but there still are some, and some that clearly had special privileges because they had it where no one else did.
I don't know how it works. I don't know the inner workings. I don't really want to know. That's another thing that bothers me about this whole thing. It's like, then I have to learn about the bad stuff that Saudi Arabia is doing. And it's just like, I just want to watch wrestling, man. Just do it in Dallas, Texas or something where I don't have to think about it too much. Let's do it in Orlando, Florida, where...
Again, as always?
I don't know.
But,
just saying.
Do you love how like they're encouraging people from the U.S. or North America to come to Saudi Arabia? You should come here to watch WrestleMania, get the full experience.
Good luck.
Yeah, I think a lot of people would be uncomfortable.
I'll tell you, I know people that go to WrestleMania almost every year. They're not going to go. Like, a lot of the crowd and the build around WrestleMania, the WrestleMania week, are like all the indie shows around WrestleMania, right?
It's how it usually is, yes.
That's done for that year. That's not happening. It's not happening.
Oh, no, it'll happen,
no,
but in its own little way.
In WWE's they'll have a AAA show and an NXT show, and that'll be it. They're not going to, like, Josh Barnett, right. Bloodsport is not going to happen WrestleMania weekend 2027. It will not. Not in Saudi.
Not in Saudi, no.
Come on, bro. Like, none of that stuff will happen with WrestleMania. And, like, the main reason why any of that is able to happen, all those indie shows that kind of piggyback on WrestleMania, is because they're piggybacking on WrestleMania. And they're not going to go to Saudi, so they're not going to do those shows. And a lot of the people that travel to WrestleMania, a lot of them travel for those indie shows and also, buy a ticket in the nosebleeds for WrestleMania because it's WrestleMania and they're there. But this is not that. So, mission accomplished, killing more indie wrestling business, WWE. Good for you. But, I'm sure a lot of indie promoters are going, wow, fuck. Right? Wrestlers, like a lot of people converge on the city that hosts WrestleMania week, for a variety of wrestling meet and greets, fan access things, WrestleCons, whatever. None of that's going to happen in Saudi Arabia. None of it. So, people aren't going to travel. Like, people from Canada and the U.S., they're not going to travel to this WrestleMania like they do to ones in the States. You know how much further it is? You know how much more expensive it is? Ticket prices are going to be nuts unless they're free. I don't know. The Saudi government could probably afford to just give the tickets away. Come to Saudi Arabia. We're going to have free hotels. Just pay for your flight. You get free ticket, free hotel to WrestleMania. Or it's $100 for a ringside seat. Like, they could afford to do that. They don't need to make a profit. If they really want to bring people in, you sell the tickets for nothing. You charge something, but it's the cheapest Mania in the past 10 years. You know what I mean? It's so cheap for the tickets that people will, and you make them only available to people outside of Saudi Arabia for the first, 3 months.
Well, we're not thinking big picture here. Like, we're only thinking WrestleMania. Oh, it's probably 2 nights. It's actually more when you think about it. SmackDown has to be in Saudi Arabia, right? It's on the Friday. And then Raw, usually how it goes too, like it kind of connects. So you're getting 4 nights at least, maybe more if you count the Hall of Fame, wherever that's going to land. So there's going to be a lot of nights where you have to book like pretty much like almost a whole week you're in Saudi Arabia.
Yeah. And who knows what the global political situation will even be in April 2027.
It's already a scary world the way it is. So yes, I mean, who knows what terrors will come and destroy humanity some more.
I'm getting some weird feedback on your line, John.
I'm not hearing it myself.
Huh?
I'm not hearing it myself. I don't hear anything that's weird or different.
No, but I'm hearing it is what I'm saying. I think we're all hearing it except for you. I think that's the... Right? You guys are hearing that, right?
At least for me, it's good. I'm glad I'm okay at least.
Yeah, but that's... You're making the noise is what I'm saying.
I can go in and out, restart if you want.
Yeah, disconnect and come back for me. Something's off with your microphone.
Do that.
Right? Is that just me hearing that, or is are other people hearing that? Can somebody tell me? Production team? Ryan and thank you, Ryan. Ryan hears it. There's something off with Johnny's mic tonight. I don't know. It's like... Sounds like when I'm trying to find the pay-per-view in 1994, you know? I'm not paying for it. I'm watching it scrambled. Go through those channels, remember? That one that was just all fuzzy. Why was that channel even existing, the fuzzy channel? Okay, thank you. You hear it too. Hey, Johnny's back. Hopefully, hey, Lauren hears it too. There we go. See, everybody heard it, John. Everybody heard it. Lauren heard it. Ryan heard it. The production team was hearing it. It's just you not hearing it. You still got Deftones ears, bro.
Maybe you're right about that. Possibly. But...
Maybe. I think it was Chino just making sounds in your microphone. They're going to Saudi. It's a wild move. They've got Wrestlepalooza coming up. They made a few matches for that this week. Including big tag team match, mixed tag, right? I mean, they are going all out for this show. I thought that they would save some stuff for the next one, but they are giving us everything on this one. They're doing Cena versus Brock. They're doing CM Punk and his wife, AJ Lee, versus Seth Rollins and his wife, Becky Lynch. Wife and husband duos going head-to-head in a mixed tag. It is official for Wrestlepalooza next Saturday. So a week from tomorrow will be the Palooza of Wrestling. Cody Rhodes versus Drew McIntyre for the undisputed WWE Championship, also made official tonight. Drew McIntyre beat Randy Orton in the main event of SmackDown. It's a decent match. I thought we actually had some decent wrestling on SmackDown. I thought Randy Drew was pretty good. I thought Dragon Lee and Sammy was good. And I thought Jade and Tiffy Time was pretty good too. I thought the matches on SmackDown tonight were actually decent.
I'll agree that I thought Sammy and Ray was pretty good.
Oh, yeah, Ray Phoenix. Sorry, I called him Dragon Lee. Ray Phoenix. He's rich with animals.
Yeah, well, the size difference, too. That's the big thing that stands out with those guys. The difference is there. But Tiffany and Jade, I thought it was good. Just the finish was very lackluster, and that kind of took away a bit when that happens.
You thought the finish was bad? I thought the finish was amazing. I mean, it's a double count out, which is not great for when it's a title match, but when Tiffy goes to the top and goes for the moonsault and misses, lands on her feet, but then, bam, takes a back bump, she smacked her head on the mat. That was rough. That was a very rough landing for Tiffy. And she kind of stumbled and got speared through the barricade, and then they called for the bell for the double count out. But that bump on the moonsault miss was nasty.
I mean, if that was the finish, that would have been all right. I thought the bump through the barricade, it was actually kind of lackluster. It felt like Jade kind of like wimped out on that spear, and it kind of looked like crap actually when they went through it. And
But
like, that's it.
But I think she did that because Tiffy was maybe a little out of it after the bump she just took, because she had to take that terrible bump and then get up and get speared through the barricade. And I felt like Jade was taking care of her a little bit, going like, if I spear the shit out of her here, I might give her a really bad concussion, considering she may already be concussed from what just happened. I think Jade was just being nice, which I appreciate. I think she was just taking care of Tiffy. You don't have to kill her on the spear. Like, if she's already a little, you know what I mean? Like, if she's banged up, put her through the thing and get out of the match safely. Because that bump was, like, she landed on her head. Like, not on her head, but she fell back and smacked the back of her head on the mat. It was hard.
I'm not going to disagree with that. Just, again, that's the finish, was through the barricade, so, and that wasn't the best part of the match.
Yeah, but it just, I don't know. It was a hard-hitting match. It was pretty good.
It was
Jade hitting
better.
the fall-away slam and then the kip-up right after. I was like, God damn. Athleticism, pal.
It felt like they had better chemistry than they did with their SummerSlam match.
Mm-hmm.
No doubt. Like, it was definitely better. Just, again, when you have that kind of finish, just it takes a little bit of air out of the room, I find, when stuff like that happens. Like,
Nia Jax came in afterwards and attacked both of them. Do we see a triple threat next week on SmackDown, or perhaps added to Wrestlepalooza? Wrestlepalooza currently has 5 matches. Do they add a 6th? There's only one women's match on the show. There's a mixed tag, but Io and Stephanie Vacque will wrestle for the vacant women's world title. I'd like to see Nia, Tiffy, and Jade added to Wrestlepalooza in a triple threat for the belt. I want to see that.
It'd be nice, but they usually do, 5-6 matches? I don't know about this, because
6. They add 1, it's 6.
Yeah, but when's the next PLE? It's like the first week of October or something like that?
Is it that soon?
They have to go to Australia? Yeah, they got to go to Australia soon, don't they?
Crown Jewel, October 11th. So.
Okay, I mean, still a little bit of time, but still, like, it comes up pretty quick.
3 weeks. They have 3 weeks to build that thing.
I wouldn't be surprised they're already building some matches for it. I mean, they should, actually, when you have PLE so close together.
That's in Australia. It's interesting.
They're ready for 6 a.m. start time.
Forget that. Got to figure Rhea Ripley takes on the winner of Io and Stephanie for the belt in Australia and possibly wins, right? Possibly.
It feels like maybe they'll do a tag or something, because the whole thing with Asuka and like Io and Rhea, now Nikki Bella's involved, so I can see a big tag.
Asuka's whole gimmick of like the whole story with Io, how she doesn't want Io talking to any of the other women on the roster for some reason. And Kyrie is kind of like, I'm sorry about Asuka, Io. And then like Asuka's like, come Kyrie, come with me. And like Kyrie is scared of Asuka or whatever. It's just awkward as hell. It's not good. Whenever I see them do that stuff on Raw, I go, this. It's just weird. What's Asuka's deal? Is Asuka in a what kind of relationship is it with Io? You know what I mean? Like what? Why isn't Asuka letting Io talk to like Nikki Bella or Rhea Ripley? Why can't they have conversations backstage? What is this weird thing? And why is Io like? I guess because they have like history, and so Io has to listen to Asuka, and that's why Io's doing it. But like, it's weird, and Asuka's delivery on it is weird. I like Asuka a lot, but I don't like this.
Yeah, it's bad television. It's really bad television. Like watching this kind of stuff, it's kind of embarrassing to be a wrestling fan, to be honest. Watching that kind of stuff.
Yeah, it's that bad. It really is that bad, that awkward. The story is dumb. The execution is bad. It's been not good. What'd you think of AJ's promo with Becky and Seth and all that on Raw? Like, AJ, I don't know. Like, everybody's very excited about AJ Lee, and the more I see her, I'm like, yeah, all right. The promo was long and very, I don't know. She just seems really impressed with herself, and I'm just like, when she said, "I'm your favorite wrestler's favorite wrestler," I'm like, you're not Bret Hart's favorite wrestler. What the hell are you talking about? I was like, what? Whose favorite? Who says AJ Lee is their favorite wrestler? Who? I mean, I have never met anyone who's ever said that.
I mean, she was accurate when she was talking about millennial parents. I'm sure, like, your kids have never seen her before, so it was kind of a new thing for them. So that's a big thing, right?
Yeah, but she was like, "That's why your millennial parents are so excited," and I'm like, I wasn't that excited, AJ. I was like, oh yeah, seems like they were teasing this quite a bit, so here she is. And then she just pranced around the ring, and I'm like, oh yeah, I forgot about the skipping. And then Punk is all like, oh, gee golly, look at my wife. Isn't she great? And I'm like, she's okay. I don't know. She's just kind of skipping around right now.
Well, and apparently you can't really bash her, right? Because she did the whole, like, mental health speech. So if you bash her, then you're bashing mental health. Which I'm surprised
I don't
they
think
did
so.
the whole Becky... Well, they did the whole Becky AJ thing, and they kind of made sure that Becky didn't really bash that part. Like, she kind of put herself down and made herself look stupid, actually. Like, she played into the whole therapy thing, the whole chanting, when the fans were chanting it. So
yeah,
she played into it a bit.
Becky did come out right away and go, "Are you all insane?" And I was like, they were like cheering for AJ, and she was like, "I'm the greatest. Are you all insane?" And I was like, maybe you don't say that right after AJ talked about all the therapy she needed. Don't say she's insane, But whatever. It was, I don't know. It didn't feel like a very strong babyface promo, despite the fact that the crowd was like into it. But it was a very comfortable Milwaukee. Punk lived in Milwaukee when he was training to be a UFC fighter. It's close to Chicago. Like, it's a very welcoming audience. I just wonder how it'll go moving forward in front of different audiences. And just a lot of stuff in the promo, I went like, what? What are you saying? I wasn't really, like, I wasn't entertained by it.
Right.
I don't know. It didn't do much for me. I was more entertained when Becky came out, because Becky was like fun and like trying to put on a show. AJ's just like, "Oh, Becky, you got a shiner. Sorry about that." It's like, okay. I don't know. Like, her style of promo is very outdated.
Lame.
I think. It's just, it worked back when she was cutting promos on, like, the Bella Twins and whoever else was there at the time, but it's a different time. It's different. And when Becky comes out and she starts talking, I go, yeah, Becky's really good, eh? Becky's great. So, and that's not just me saying it. That's Sports Illustrated saying it. That's, like, I mean, she's doing that every time, and it's funny every time. And the crowd, it's just so good. She's so good. So, yeah. AJ and Punk versus Seth and Becky next week at Wrestlepalooza. I mean, people are excited about AJ. I don't want to, rain on anybody's AJ Lee parade. I just think in a month or two, people are going to go, is that it? I'm already there, but I think people are going to go, this is all we got here.
I think they're going slow and steady at first because apparently she signed like a multi-year deal. So this is just the slow beginning of this. You're going to see this for a while. There might be many matches of this. Like we're getting mixed tag. Might get quite a few. She's definitely going to wrestle Becky for the IC title at one point.
Yeah. Well, she stole the belt, right? So.
And that was probably the worst part, I thought, of that promo. When they were like, give it back to me, like you touched it and all this. Like when they started going back and forth on that, I'm like, yeah, this is bad. Now we're going to the bad WWE comedy and back and forth like this. This is horrendous to watch.
Yep. Yeah, not great. Not great.
Yeah, SmackDown was better than Raw this week.
SmackDown was definitely better than Raw this week. SmackDown was not terrible. Not the best show, but, Cody Rhodes came back. We haven't seen Cody Rhodes since SmackDown was here in Montreal. It's been a while.
Out of film movie.
Mm-hmm.
Street Fighter movie.
He's back, and he will wrestle Drew at Wrestlepalooza for the title. It's a big card they have next week. Cena, Brock, Cody, Drew, Punk, and AJ Lee's return match versus Seth and Becky. The Usos will be wrestling Division, the Bronson and Braun, and Io against Stephanie Vacquet. It's a good one. It's solid. Top to bottom, it's good. I like it. Big stars, big matches.
It was so awkward, though. Like, they said, they're going to do the Io and Stephanie, contract signing, and then they're like, they had to cancel it because Stephanie couldn't make it for whatever reason that they couldn't announce. But the match is still happening. Why did they have to have that happen? Like, if they didn't air that segment, I wouldn't have known the difference, really. I wasn't paying attention that they were doing a contract signing. And I'm sure they could just throw that, away and no one would have really cared except some people. But for the most part, that was more awkward that you aired that segment than not doing anything.
Fill in time. Of course, Stephanie Vacquet could not be at Raw because she was traveling to Saudi Arabia to be at this big press conference that they had to announce WrestleMania. WWE's got a show going on right now, don't they? Well, AAA does, but Is that right?
I think
now?
Triple H is there. Shawn Michaels, the Undertaker apparently now is the big extra honcho now in WWE. Apparently he's at all the big shows now.
Why?
Welcome.
It seems like he's a big part of the staff now. It looks like. You notice that he's got his own show. He's got a WWE official podcast now.
Yeah, he works for them kind of backstage-ish now too, right?
Huh. Well, I think they're really just taking advantage of the fact that he signed a 10-year contract, right? Well, put him to work. And that's what they're doing.
Wow. There's a lot going on. Harold Schneider dropping 5 gifted memberships. Thank you, Harold. Very nice. It's a holiday season, I guess. I don't know.
Great. You can hear it.
You hear the cheers. That's because Harold Schneider keeps gifting memberships, and we're getting new members. CSL Lorne, welcome. Jason Sills, welcome. Silent by Deadly, welcome. Franco316, Ryan Katz, all receiving gifted memberships by Harold Schneider. Woo! Congratulations.
Pretty good.
Thank you, guys. Thank you for supporting the Ringside Report Network over at join.ringsidereport.net. Check out our website, ringsidereport.net. There's so much going on the site. If you like this show, you will love our site. MMA news, insights, pro wrestling news, history, all sorts of things going on our website. Of course, the videos from the shows, breakdowns of the shows, everything on our website, ringsidereport.net. Go there, check it out, support the channel. Membership.ringsidereport.net and join.ringsidereport.net to support like Harold just did. I love it. Johnny, Wrestlepalooza goes down next week. Cody is back. He will definitely retain the title. What, like, how long does this Drew thing go with Cody? And like, what is the, does he wrestle Cody? Does he wrestle Drew again at Crown Jewel? Like, what's the long plan here for Cody? It seems like he's done the Cena thing, and now he's back to regular. Like, the Drew thing doesn't seem like a real threat. Like, what's the big one? What's the big match for Cody that we're gearing up for? He's the world champion. He's the top guy. It feels like I thought maybe they'd revisit the Roman thing, maybe turn Cody heel with a babyface Roman, do that, but it seems like Roman, he got taken out by the Vision. I feel like they're building Roman versus Seth for the world title, which then leaves us with Cody, and you go, okay, well, who's Cody's big matchup? What's the, like, say, looking all the way down the road? He won the belt back at SummerSlam. Does he hold it to the Rumble? Does he hold it to Mania? Who are the guys that could potentially take it from Cody? Like, what's the path here with Cody Rhodes? Because I don't see it. Like, it's not Drew. It doesn't end with Drew. Like, we've been down the Randy road. Like, what can you do with this guy as the babyface world champion? Who's left?
I mean, the big story with Cody was with The Rock. So that match, I think, needs to happen. And if it can happen, then you need something that's closely associated. Roman would be good, because there's obviously a lot of history. They've had 2 WrestleMania matches.
Mm-hmm.
Have the third one.
Mm-hmm.
Makes a lot of sense to me, but wait and see.
Is that a babyface match? Because it doesn't seem like they want to turn Cody heel. At times it felt like he was getting some negative reactions, and maybe they might turn him heel. But they had that opportunity with the John Cena thing going into Mania, and they chose to turn Cena heel, which clearly wasn't well thought out because they flipped it kind of out of nowhere, and Cena was like, forget about all that. I'm regular Cena again. So, like, they had to turn somebody heel. They had The Rock with this weird angle, and they're like, Cena, I guess? So, they didn't want to turn Cody then, even though they could have. Had him be The Rock's champion, sold his soul, and just, evil Cody. But instead, we had a brief evil Cena run, which was weird, especially the way it ended. It didn't seem well planned or thought out, despite what Triple H wants you to believe on that Untold show or whatever it's called, Unreal. It wasn't well thought out. It wasn't planned. And the ending of it was very weak and vague. And then you just have Cody here as the babyface again, which he's been already. He's had like a couple tours around the merry-go-round. And like you said, okay, The Rock, Roman, like how many times are we going to do Cody Roman at WrestleMania? Because if they do it again, it's the third one, which is a lot. I just don't know, Is it Braun Breaker eventually? It seems too rushed to do it in the next, 6 months? When's Mania? About 6 months?
A little bit more, I think. I mean, it's usually what? Well, it's supposed to be April. I mean, sometimes it lands in March, right?
Yeah, but that's like roughly 6 months away. 6.5. So, I mean, it's, you know?
Yeah.
Royal Rumble is like 4 months away.
Well, again, that usually January, but last year was February, right? But you're not too wrong about that. It's close. Yeah,
like, who wins the Rumble? What?
I mean, right now, I would say Roman. He's got to be top pick.
To face Seth, though. Like, the Seth thing seems like where they're going. They have to.
They could tease it both ways. That's the thing. That it would play off so well with the whole, like, oh, you think you go with Seth, but the whole thing with Cody, too. I could see that play off so well going in to Elimination Chamber until he finally makes the decision. They can make that a big thing, that big selling point for that PLE for Elimination Chamber. Who does Roman choose? And I could see it actually being Cody, because I think that's a bigger match.
Any chance Jericho gets in the mix?
Well, Jericho could come back in the Rumble and be like the second to last eliminated, but Roman eliminates him in the end. We've seen that before with Jericho, of course, but I can see that happen.
Not Sami Zayn.
That's a great point with Sami. Well, I don't think...
hold on a second.
We'll be mad.
I just realized something. The Rumble's in Saudi, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
Holy shit!
They're taking over.
They got the Rumble 2026 and Mania 2027.
And they had an Elimination Chamber, too, before in the past.
Yeah. Crazy. I didn't realize. I was like, wait a second. Remember we thought Sami would win the Rumble because it's in Saudi? I just remembered.
He still could.
The Rumble's in Saudi. That was our pick to win the Rumble months ago. Now I don't know. Maybe, though.
I'm not a fan of this U.S. title reign so far. Like, at least the direction of it. I don't like you start off with a no contest in your first defense. That's not great. And then you get a good win. Yeah, but still, like, but you got to come back then afterwards and beat an established star. Now, he had a great match with Rey Fenix, don't get me wrong. But that's the wrong kind of match he needed at that point. He needed to beat somebody established. Like, him taking down, like, Drew McIntyre, that would have really helped Sami's U.S. title reign. Then you have that match with Rey Fenix afterwards.
Rey Fenix is rich with animals, though.
I mean, let's face it, like, he's great, but in WWE, what has he really done? Not much. He's just been there.
But did you notice when he was talking to Sami Zayn, he was like, okay, and the last thing he said was animal?
I feel like he said this before in the past, hasn't he?
He keeps saying animal. Like that one, the original promo that he cut when he first debuted at WWE, where he said, I'm rich with animals. I am WWE Animal. And we thought, like, that's, what was he saying? I'm rich with animals. What does that mean? Does he own a zoo? What's happening here? And that original promo has kind of continued with the whole animal thing. And he said it, like, to kind of punctuate his little speech to Sami. As Sami's leaving, he's like, animal. It's like how Alex Pereira says shama at the end of, like, sentences. I'm going to get some steak and a cheeseburger and a milkshake. Shama. Would you like to come with me? It might be a 10 to 15 minute walk. Shama. Rey Fenix is like, hey, I'm going to wrestle Sami Zayn tonight. Animal. I'm at wrestle for WWE. My brother is Penta. My boss is some guy. I don't know. Triple H-y. I don't know. I've never seen him before. Animal. It's like he punctuates everything with animal. Also, he doesn't know who his boss is. He thinks it's Tony Khan. He's confused. He asked Triple H to go to the hospital. Triple H sent him to get something to eat. Or was that Tony Khan? Or was that even real? I don't know. But given Ray Phoenix's promos and the animal stuff, I think it was real. I'm going to say it was. That whole story about the miscommunication, the language barrier, where Ray Phoenix said he needs to go to a hospital, and Tony Khan was like, here's some food vouchers or something, send you to a restaurant, because he said he was hungry. I don't know. But, every time I hear Ray Phoenix speak, I go, yeah, it's possible. Animal. John, what do you think about that? Animal. What do you think about punctuating sentences or promos with the word animal? I think it's weird.
Well, I think it's good that Ray has something, but I don't think it's really caught on. And like you said, it just comes off as weird and awkward. Great wrestler, again, don't get me wrong. But I don't think he's really caught on with the WWE audience. You could have great matches, but it doesn't really go anywhere if that's all you do.
Yeah, I don't really know. I don't know what he's doing. I don't know what he's doing. He's just there. Him and his brother are just kind of existing in the WWE right now. They don't seem to have much of a plan.
Penta's a bit on a downfall. Like, I thought Penta started off pretty strong. It felt like he was always in the mix there. He's getting involved in the main event scene too. And now he's just constantly losing. Lost the New Day, lost to Rusev on Raw. Like, it's rough for Penta. Now I guess they had him show up at When Worlds Collide. He's probably going to get a big win, but for what, the 43,000 that watch it? Like, it's not a big deal in the WWE land in terms of what's happening on Raw, SmackDown.
Penta's on Worlds Collide. I didn't even know. I had no idea what was even on that show.
No, they showed the entrances because I guess, yeah, it's going down. Like now, I think.
Yeah, I'm watching it. I have it on kind of in the background. The card for Worlds Collide in Las Vegas tonight. The Laredo Kid, Mascarita Sagrada, La Parca, and Octagon Jr. beat Latino World Order, Cruz del Toro, and Joaquin Wilde, Lince Dorado, and Mini Abismo in a lucha showcase. Natalia beat Fabi Apache. Pagano and Charles Pagano and Psycho Clown wrestling Grayson Waller and Kofi Kingston right now. Really? Oh, yeah. There's Grayson Waller.
Yeah, Xavier's injured.
Oh, that sucks.
It's in the best shape of his life. Gets hurt.
He looks so jacked, too. Finn Balor and Roxanne Perez are going to take on Lola Vice and Mr. Iguana. El Hijo de Wagner Jr. will take on Dragon Lee, will take on Ethan Page and JD McDonuts in a fatal four-way for the AAA Latin American Championship. And El Hijo del Vikingo defending the AAA Mega Championship in the main event against Dirty Dominic Mysterio. Yep. Feels like a weird NXT show in Mexico. It's like NXT Mexico. That's what AAA is right now. NXT Mexico, right? Kind of. I don't know what it
weirdness.
It is weird. Like, WWE bought this ready-made promotion that's been running for years, and they've kept it running, just more WWE-ish, with a lot of their guys showing up and doing more shows. And shows in the States, too. Like, AAA doesn't usually run in Las Vegas, right? The hell is that? That's something else.
I think maybe they did occasional shows in the U.S. I watched a little bit of Triple Mania, but I struggled to get through that Battle Royal that they had, which started the show. So it showed you my interest of AAA. It's rough. I guess it's for people that are really into Lucha Libre. But I have to say, like, just straight up, like, I'd prefer like what I see from CMLL actually. Like, yes, it can be kind of ridiculous too. Don't get me wrong, but I feel it's a lot more action paced than AAA, which is more show based. It seems.
I don't watch enough of either to give you a real opinion. I don't have time for that. Come on now.
A lot of wrestling out there.
Too much, brother. Too much. I barely have time for AEW in my life, you know?
I thought Dynamite was pretty good this week. I don't know if you watched Tony Storm against Sky Blue, but
Yeah. What the hell? What are they doing? They got staples in their boobs and everything? What is going on?
I think Tony nuts. Did, right?
What are they doing?
Boobs and her butt, too, if I'm not mistaken, Tony.
It was her vagina. Her vulva.
Well, at first I think it was the butt, then it was the boobs, and then it was the vag, if I'm not mistaken.
Wow. Good God Almighty. Yeah, shocking. The Philadelphia street fight. I mean, if you're going to do it, you got to do it right in Philadelphia. Tony Storm beat Sky Blue, and it was crazy. It was crazy.
He had a nice touch, too. Like, she came out with a kendo stick that was, like, signed by the Sandman, so that was kind of cool. There was nice homages to, like, a lot of ECW moments they had over the years, and in that match alone, so it was really nice.
Yeah.
And the mousetrap spot, too, that was interesting, different. I think it rarely ever happened in ECW, if it ever did.
Well, it's kind of new school. That type of thing. It's more common nowadays than it was back then.
Yeah, and I think that was them to stand out and make, this is the match special on its own little way, and you wouldn't see that then, but you'll see this now kind of thing. And that was a neat little spot thing that they did there with Sky Blue, like getting her finger stuck in it, and then she turned the tables on Tony, which I kind of figured, like, that was Tony's big thing. So, of course, she's going to take it. Didn't break table,
though. Two major things happened in wrestling this week that made wrestling better. Commentary got better on two shows. Bryan Danielson on commentary on Dynamite makes the show so much better. And Booker T on commentary on SmackDown tonight made that show so much more enjoyable. What was he doing there? Is he there permanently? Can he be there permanently? He's much better than anybody else they have. He's by far my favorite guy on commentary. They need to put him on the main roster. I don't know why he's not on SmackDown every week.
Well, didn't they say last week that going forward that Michael Cole and Corey Graves are the permanent pairing on SmackDown?
Yeah, and then weren't they not on Raw or SmackDown? Weren't they supposed to do both shows and then they weren't on either this week?
Corey was on Raw. But Cole wasn't
with Joe Testato, right?
Right.
But no Cole.
No Cole.
Maybe he went to Saudi.
Possible, but your lead announcer was not on both your two top shows this week.
He must have been in Saudi Arabia.
And that's a huge wonder. I mean, you're having your two big shows and you don't have your top announcer? Like, when was JR not on Raw or SmackDown like 1 week?
Yeah, it's weird. I don't know, but it was better. Booker T is really good. Bryan Danielson made Dynamite way better. Big story coming out of Dynamite is Daniel Garcia joining the Death Riders, the Jon Moxley evil team. Attacked Darby Allin. He's been beaten down, broken down, and now he has joined Jon Moxley, Claudio Castagnoli, and I guess Wheeler Yuta. Although I feel like Daniel Garcia just cancels out Wheeler Yuta. Maybe they have Garcia. They don't need a Wheeler anymore. Do you need two Daniel Garcias?
We'll wait and see on how this all pans out. But Garcia did cut a promo, I think. Was it on Collision or Dynamite last week? Where it's like he's kind of sick of the way things were going because he wasn't really winning any matches. So he felt like it was time for things to change, and he had to change, and sold his soul. Seems to be the theme this week.
Father Magics must be mad, right?
Well, he pushed him, if I'm not mistaken, so
yeah.
You could tell things were falling apart.
Poor Father Magic. So Dynamite went down this week. They've got a big show next week as well. Next Saturday is going to be huge for pro wrestling. AEW All Out in the afternoon, and then Wrestlepalooza at night. AEW making some matches official. Jon Moxley versus Darby Allin in a coffin match. MJF versus Mark Briscoe in a thumbtacks and tables match. What does that mean? Do you have to go through both to beat your opponent? Like, do you have to put your opponent into thumbtacks and through a table to beat him? Is that, like, what's the...
That's a great question. I've never heard that kind of stipulation for a match, or is it just, and this will be ridiculous, thumbtacks and tables are legal?
And no, you can't use a chair.
Well, no, they'll use every other kind of plunder, because, I mean, that's what they always do in every kind of ridiculous match like this. That's what's kind of stupid about it. Like, fine if, like, you work the gimmick, but if you work every other gimmick, what was the point of having this gimmick match? Kind of ridiculous.
Yep.
But they're also in London, Ontario, I think, for Dynamite. They're in Canada the whole week, I think, AEW.
Yeah, the show's in Toronto next week, right? The All Out show. Doing some shows in Canada building up to that, which is always cool. John Moxley, Darby Allin, MJF, Mark Briscoe. Toni Storm will wrestle in a fatal four-way, defending her women's title against Jamie Hayter, Chris Statlander, and Tekla. So that's a match that'll happen. Hangman defending the AEW World title against Kyle Fletcher. And the Don Callis family banned from ringside. Don Callis attacked the kid there, Big Justice, the Boom guy. The chocolate chip cookie guy? The kid? Don Callis, like, put him in a chokehold on, what, Collision, I'm guessing? It's crazy.
I actually think it may have been, like, Ring of Honor, possibly.
Oh, okay. Like, it was cool either way. Yeah. I just saw the clip. I didn't watch the actual show it was on. But I was like, whoa, look at that. I mean, the kid's like 15 or 16. It's fine. But, AEW attacks children on their TV shows, or Ring of Honor, or whatever. It's good. I like it.
Yeah.
Put them put them in their place, those little kids. Little fuckers. Get them.
Well, if it happens in Ring of Honor, does it really count? You know, Ronda Rousey was there, but it was a Ring of Honor, so does it really count?
Yeah, it's kind of that tree falling in the woods thing. You know, if nobody hears it, does it even exist? If Ring of Honor does wrestling matches, but nobody sees them, do they make a sound? No, they don't. Hangman Kyle Fletcher should be good. Hangman should win, but that's a fun little match that they can put together. Okada will defend his unified championship in a three-way against Takeshita and either Mascara Dorada or the Beast Mortos. Whatever.
It's a weird kind of match just to throw in there, but okay, that's happening.
Mercedes Moné defending the TBS title against Riho. Riho's back.
It's awkward how they're pushing this too. How like Riho is like able to beat up Mercedes, and Mercedes doesn't have an answer for it. It's very awkward. And they got the win, if not mistaken, too. Her and Windsor in that tag match. I mean, Emi Sakura took the pin, but still.
You got to build up Riho.
Well, I don't see her beating Mercedes. That's the thing, too. Like, I mean, that's fine. We had the match with Tony and Mercedes, but they are not stopping this whole Mercedes being the champion. Like, if anything,